For the first 30 seconds, nothing dramatic happens. No drilling machines, no headlines, no celebration, just silence. A man stands on his land, staring at the ground beneath his feet, unaware that history has already shifted. Because the most dangerous financial stories don't start with noise. They start quietly. So quietly that by the time the world notices, it's already too late. Welcome to Finance Unmasked. This is not a story about luck. This is a story about power. The land was considered worthless. Banks wouldn't lend against it. Developers wouldn't touch it. Government records labeled it low potential. It sat there for decades, ignored, mocked, forgotten. The man who owned it didn't dream of oil. He wasn't chasing wealth. He wasn't thinking about Wall Street. He was thinking about water. Water meant survival. Survival meant digging. So he did what desperate people have always done throughout history. He worked. Day after day, under the sun, cutting into dry earth that gave nothing back. No guarantees, no safety net, no audience. Until one day, the soil changed. The shovel didn't hit stone. It sank. The ground felt different. Heavy. Sticky. Then the smell came. Not water. Not mud. Oil. In that exact moment, the value of the land changed. But more importantly, the ownership of the future began to change. Oil doesn't just bring wealth. It brings attention. And attention is the most dangerous currency in the world. Within days, people appeared who had never visited that land before. They arrived in expensive cars. They spoke calmly. They smiled confidently. They didn't congratulate him. They warned him. They told him stories about farmers who lost everything, about lawsuits, about environmental violations, about governments seizing land for national interest. They didn't threaten him. They educated him. And education, when one-sided, is control. Here is what he didn't understand yet. By the time oil is discovered, Wall Street already knows how the story will end. Not because they control oil, but because they control structure. Before the first drilling rig was installed, contracts were drafted. Before the first barrel was extracted, ownership paths were rerouted. Before the public heard the story, insiders had already placed their bets. The market moves faster than headlines, and power moves faster than markets. They offered him a deal. It looked generous. A sum of money that felt unreal. More money than he had ever seen in his life. Enough to erase every fear he had ever known. They explained royalties. They explained percentages. They explained long-term benefits. But what they never explained was leverage. Because leverage doesn't sound dangerous. It sounds technical. As drilling began, oil production surged. And something else surged with it. Speculation. Wall Street analysts started whispering. Energy stocks began to climb. Funds adjusted portfolios. But the man who found the oil? He became quieter. Because once money enters a story, silence becomes expensive. This is the secret most people never learn. Markets don't reward discovery. They reward control over discovery. The moment oil was confirmed, ownership fragmented. Shell companies appeared. Legal entities multiplied. Each layer distanced the original owner from the asset. Not illegally, not immorally, but systematically. The price of oil rose. News outlets celebrated energy independence. Executives spoke about innovation. Wall Street applauded itself. But the man who found the oil was no longer invited into the room, because he had already signed his role away. Years passed. The oil made billions. Not for the landowner, for the system around him. Banks earned interest. Law firms earned fees. Funds earned returns. Executives earned bonuses. And Wall Street earned validation. This is why Wall Street was shocked. Not because oil was discovered, but because the story exposed a brutal truth. You can own something valuable and still lose control of it completely. This pattern isn't rare. It is history repeating itself. Railroads were built by workers, owned by financiers. Oil was discovered by landowners, controlled by corporations. Tech was invented by engineers, monetized by investors. Creation and reward are rarely aligned. The man lived comfortably. But comfort is not wealth. Wealth is power over time, and he had given that away. This story is uncomfortable because it forces a question. How many people today are building something valuable, without understanding who will eventually own it? Rome learned this lesson through currency. Empires learn it through debt. Individuals learn it through contracts. Money doesn't destroy societies loudly. It does it quietly. Through paperwork, through agreements, through signatures made under pressure. Wall Street didn't steal the oil. It simply waited. And when the moment was right, it took control. This is Finance Unmasked, where success stories are stripped of illusions, where power is explained, not celebrated. A man found oil on his land. Wall Street found a structure. Only one of them became truly rich, and the system calls that efficiency.